starting to pick up now. You can hear it roaring in the background. What's up, guys? It is mid-January, it's 4 in the morning, it is dark, it is cold. What am I doing up this early? Well, I just decided to randomly drive up to Yosemite and do 3 days of backpacking. All right, we have made it to Yosemite. We're gonna be heading out on a 3-day, 2-night backpacking trip. We're gonna be doing some hammock camping in the cold in the winter. We're gonna go from the Hetch Hetchy Reservoir up to Miguel Meadow, and then from there over to Lake Eleanor. Then we're gonna return for an out and back. It's gonna be a cold trip. Tomorrow it's gonna drop way down to a low of 20 to 21 degrees Fahrenheit. That combined with wind gusts of 25 miles an hour throughout the night should be pretty cold. Not to mention it's supposed to rain and or snow all throughout the day tomorrow. So everything's gonna be getting wet, and then it's gonna get super cold at night with the wind going through. Whoa, it's gonna be rough. So it's gonna be an adventure for sure. I am excited. The good thing is today, it's supposed to be super nice. It's gonna be sunny. So we should have at least one decent, beautiful day. So, gonna be doing a few things differently on this trip. First and foremost, I'm not hiking with my typical backpack. Normally I backpack with my Gregory Optic 48, which I love and is my main backpack, but I have had to ship it off to Gregory for some warranty repairs. In the meantime, gotta take this bad boy, which is my old school, original Gregory. This is the Baltero 70, super good quality pack, but it's a beast, man. It's a 70-liter pack. It weighs almost 6 pounds. Thing is massive. I think right now, fully loaded with everything, we're at about 38 pounds. And I usually top out at about 30 pounds with my normal pack. So it's gonna be a little heavier. But yeah, excited to be out here, Yosemite in the winter. There's one other car here parked at the overnight camping area. Other than that, it's just me. And excited to hit the trail. All right, so here we are at the Hetch Hetchy Reservoir and just getting started. No snow up on the peaks today. Actually a little bit. Right up there. It's a little dusting. And you can see over here we got Wapama Falls flowing a little bit. On a previous trip here, I actually hiked off trail way up to the top of Wapama Falls last year when it was right at the peak of its full volume. It was pretty epic. Today there's still some water, so that's cool. It's flowing a little bit. Spooky. And whenever I'm walking through this tunnel, I always feel like I'm in like a Disneyland ride or something. Just walking around the edge of the reservoir. The sun is out, it feels good, it's warm, got shorts on, took my gloves off, and got about a mile just to go around the reservoir a little bit. then we'll start heading uphill. So the pack's feeling really good. It's not even going to be an issue on this trip. I can already tell the extra, 10 pounds above what I'm used to carrying. I'm not even noticing it. So just taking a breather here by the reservoir. This is kind of where the trail branches off from the reservoir and starts hitting the switchbacks going up to the top of the mountain up there. Beautiful out here. What a day. Man, there are a ton of bugs out today. It's kind of weird. Wasn't expecting this many bugs in late January. Whew, just taking a break here in the shade. Man, the sun's really beating down today. Had to go full balaclava style with the buff. Keep my ears protected. I didn't put any sunscreen on my ears and I don't feel like putting any on right now. I'm about halfway up the climb of the Miguel switchbacks on the way up towards Miguel Meadow. The sun, man, I've been baking a little bit. I got a good sweat on. Okay, we've made it to the top of the switchbacks and kind of breaking free from the reservoir now, which is kind of down behind me. We're at this three-way junction of trail. We're going to continue on towards Miguel Meadow. Man, the last mile or so, the bugs were really intense. I couldn't go more than a second or two without, 3 to 4 bugs simultaneously landing on my face. Having the buff helps, they couldn't really get to my ears or like my neck and stuff, but man, they were dialing in on my face and my eyes, and it's a little bit better now. It hasn't rained much in the last few days, but there is plenty of water, at least in this little section here, and it's gonna rain tomorrow, so we'll see what happens to the trail. So this part of the trail on the way to Miguel Meadow, you can see where the fire came through. A lot of burned trees. Trees are really thinned out. And I can't remember from my last time coming here how long this section lasts. I think the last time I was here it was snowing pretty good, so I wasn't even really paying too much attention to the burned trees because I think they were all kind of covered with snow, so I wasn't even really sure to what extent they were all even burned. But yeah, definitely a lot of burned trees in this section. So sometimes you just gotta listen to your body. And my body was telling me it's time for a break. So I'm just, relaxing here by the trail, resting up against this comfortable rock in the shade. Alright, so we have arrived in the vicinity of Miguel Meadow, and already I'm noticing 2 problems. One of which is I am not seeing a meadow or anything resembling a meadow anywhere near here, yet I am specifically in the area on the map where Miguel Meadow should be. But the bigger problem is, as you guys can see, all I am seeing in this whole area is almost nothing but dead trees. And I am camping with a hammock, which means not only do I need to find 2 live trees in order to hang my hammock, I cannot be anywhere in the vicinity of any dead trees, because those are what are known as widow makers. This is like a nightmare for hammock hangers, just only dead trees. So once I find the meadow, I'm probably going to backtrack and go back to where I camped last time I was here, which is at the lake, Gravel Pit Lake, which is only about a half mile back. All right, guys, we have found Miguel Meadow. Although, to be honest, it looks more like a bog at this point. I don't know, on the satellite images of the maps for this area, this meadow looked totally green. And maybe it's because it's midwinter, maybe it looks a little more appealing in the warmer months, but this is a little underwhelming. I am not too impressed with Miguel Meadow, and one thing is for sure, I sure as heck ain't hanging here. It's like a hammocker's nightmare. So what we're going to do is we're going to backtrack. We're going to go back to Gravel Pit Lake, and I know that there's fire pits there. I know that there is trees I can hang there. At least I think. I don't remember them being all dead, but well, we're heading back to the trail through this forest of dead widowmakers. There's still a lot of dead trees here, but we've moved out of like the total fire zone where everything's torched. Just keep our fingers crossed we'll be able to find something to hang that's fairly close to the lake. That's all I really need, is just be able to walk over there just so I can grab some water in the morning. All right, we have made it to Gravel Pit Lake, and it actually looks like it's partially frozen over. There's like a little layer of, I think that's ice. Uh-oh, I need to get my water from here. Oh, it's frozen, at least right here. Oh yeah, okay, it's frozen. Whoa, all right, so I can get some water. I'm gonna have to bust through some ice though. Yeah, it's winter. What do you guys think? Should I try and walk across? Nah. So we're about 100 feet from the lake side. Got a little fire pit, a little kind of some benches. So this is where I'm gonna have my fire. And then as far as hanging the hammock, I don't really want to pitch my hammock right here. I'm probably going to go back into the woods a ways. So I went back into the forest a ways. I was looking for a site, and I kind of kept going along the lake a little bit. I ended up finding a way to get over onto the other side of the lake. So that's where I am now. I've kind of been coming over here, exploring, looking around, seeing if maybe there's a little bit more of a secluded site somewhere. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing any sign of any established campsites on this side of the lake. Definitely no fire rings anywhere. Looks like it's not to be, so I'm going to head back over to our original spot. All right, so we are kind of in the vicinity of where my initial campfire is going to be. Still looking for a hammock site. Problem is this big guy right here. That's all burned out. Big old tree. It's not dead, but definitely don't want to be anything near this guy. I'm very tempted. There are two trees right by the fire pit that I could potentially hang at. I would just kind of have to sacrifice privacy. It'd be right on the trail. I'm really not sure if anyone else is going to be coming here, to be honest. So this is my fire area here, and then there's these two trees right there, those big ones, that are far enough away from that other burnt out tree to where I would feel safe about that. It would give me a pretty good view of the lake. Oh man, they are pretty thick. One thing I'm not even 100% sure my tree straps will make it around these guys. These are some thick trees. All right, well, those trees were definitely too thick for my tree straps, unfortunately. My tree straps, I think they're 7-footers, which are like, you know, a decent length, but those are really thick tree trunks, so that will not work. All of these trees have been kind of burned at the trunk. Man, this whole thing makes me nervous. Oh man, this is sketch. I really want this space to work, but I don't want to make any stupid decisions. All right, I got to buckle down and make a decision because I don't have a whole lot of time. All right, well, I actually gave up on finding some trees at the fire pit. I just hung up my hammock right here. First and foremost, these trees are really too far apart. My hammock's being stretched pretty thin, and also because I looked right over here, I did not see this at first, but this is like the mother of all widowmakers. Right here, this dead, burned out, humongous tree that is actually burned through, completely hollow inside. So So yeah, that's not gonna work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give up on being close to the campfire, and I'm just gonna go trekking through the woods until I find a couple trees anywhere that are suitable for the hammock. All right, guys, I found my spot. I always find the spot, and it took me a little longer than normal this time, but I found the spot. The problem was I was trying to find a spot decently close to the lake near one of these fire pits here that are right along the trail. It looks like, you know, there should be plenty of places to hang a hammock, as you can see with all the trees behind me, but there was just too many dead trees or burned trees or too thick trees or trees. I just could not find two trees that worked. So I climbed way up onto the granite. I was like, forest is not working for me. I'm gonna go with what I know. I do a ton of tent camping up on the granite when I go to Yosemite, and I had a hunch maybe there'd be something up here. So I climbed way up. I'm up above the lake, out of the forest, and I found my perfect spot. Two trees perfectly placed. There are no dead trees anywhere. Yeah, this is the spot. I found it. Finally, it was worth the effort. So yeah, the only downside about this site is, okay, it's not within view of the lake, but man, that forest area, it was really dark. It was colder down there. It was kind of depressing. The lake, you know, was nice, but it was nothing special. You know, this is me in my element. Up in the granite, it's more clear. I've got a clear view of the sky. It's supposed to be clear both nights. I'll be able to look up the stars. So I was just thinking to myself, I was like, you know what? I don't even know if I even want to trek back over to the lake to have a fire tonight. I might just, you know, relax up here. Like, it's nice enough. I don't need a fire. And like the second I had that thought, I saw something out of the corner of my eye, and I walked over here, and what do we have here? We have what looks to be a fire ring. Booyah! We got our private fire site here. Nobody's gonna see us. We are way off the trail. We are up in the granite. We have found the spot, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I gotta set up the tarp. Time to get cozy, do some camp chores. Gotta go back to the lake and get my water, and then we're gonna get a fire going. We're gonna make some dinner. All right, so I kind of lost track of time there for a second. It's a little later than I thought. We're actually right at official sunset right now, so we only have about 30 more minutes of daylight left. I still have to change into my pants and my warmer clothes. Haven't even started getting a fire going. Haven't really even eaten yet, so I gotta really buckle down and take care of the rest of my chores. But I did get the tarp deployed. I've got it in kind of a modified porch mode. You know, this side is coming out wide. I've got this side, this corner tied to a tree off over here. This corner is pulled back, and I've got it attached down here. This is some shock cord down to the D-ring over here. So, you know, I've got this corner pulled back. And what that's gonna allow me to do is, you know, get in here, get in the hammock, and still have like a nice wide open view all up there. You know, can still kind of see the sky a little bit. It's gonna be nice and cozy tonight, and I gotta get some warmer clothes on, get some food in me, and see about getting a fire going. All these pine needles and leaves were just already here in the fire pit, so just kind of pushed them all into the center and see if that's gonna light anything. Things going. Don't really have much in the way of sticks here. This is the golden hours where the fire is roaring and the food's about to be eaten and the hammock is about to be laid in. Good stuff here in Yosemite National Park.
Well, good morning. It is day 2. It's about 8 o'clock, 8:30, something like that. Last night I got into the hammock at about 7 p.m. Just to settle down and like watch some movies, and about 5 minutes later I was out, fast asleep. I got like, I guess over 12 hours of sleep last night. Yeah, good night's sleep. So, beautiful day today. Sun's out. I was originally planning to do a day hike over to Lake Eleanor. I'm possibly reconsidering that, only because the last time I pulled the forecast last night on my satellite device, the low temperature for tonight had dropped from the last time I checked all the way down to 16 degrees, which means it's going to be really cold tonight. And it is supposed to be raining all day today. So if I do a day hike over to Lake Eleanor, my rain pants and my rain jacket are going to get wet. So if I do that day hike, it's going to take me just about until sunset or so to get back. My rain gear will be wet. It'll then start to freeze. And given how cold it's going to be tonight, I might need my rain gear as a final layer of insulation. I kind of don't want to mess around. I decided I am just going to chill here at my base camp up in the granite above Gravel Pit Lake. And I'm just going to relax today. For now, the sun's out. The sun's going to be out for another couple hours until it starts raining. I'm just going to relax today. I don't need to hike every single day I'm out backpacking. It was an impromptu weekend trip up to Yosemite, and I'm just going to relax here under my tarp and chill. The Fancy Feast alcohol stove, made out of a $2 can of cat food. Works every time. Actually forgot my windscreen. It's over at my tarp, but I think it's calm enough to where I don't need a windscreen right now. We'll see. So this is nice, you know, just get to relax. A little bit of a calm before the storm, quite literally. Sun's out, we're in Yosemite, it's winter, there's no one else here. It's a good time, it is a good time. And this wood burns fast. I'm not sure what kind of wood this is, but it's not very dense. More. We need more. Nice little dusting of ash with your coffee. Can't hurt. This fire is not meeting my expectations. I just want to see some flames. Look, my fire is going all of a sudden. Yay! Definitely starting to feel the wind pick up a bit. I can start to hear it. I hear it off in the distance, roaring. Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Did you guys hear that? Oh yeah, we really got the wind starting to pick up now. Can hear it roaring in the background. I guess the fact that I'm hearing it
blowing pretty hard, but I'm not getting a ton of it coming through here. Is a good sign, maybe. Maybe I've got a little protection here, but it's coming. All right, so I'm all bundled up here in the hammock. I went down, got my water filtered, kind of cleaned up all the stuff that I had on the ground, organized everything, got my backpack hanging up on the ridgeline. Well, the sun has popped out, so that's kind of nice. It's been pretty cold and overcast for the last couple hours. The forecast is still predicting a 40% chance of snow in the next couple hours. Chilling here in the hammock. I'm a little bundled up. It's actually, the temperature has dropped a little bit and I'm sitting here watching a documentary on Rush on Netflix that I downloaded. I've got this little tripod. It's like a phone tripod, but I hook it up to my ridgeline and then it just perfectly hangs the phone down so I can watch movies and have my own little TV in the hammock. Got the phone connected to my battery pack, which is hanging in my little stuff sack here. So we got a little bit of rain coming down finally. Been waiting so long, now we got some. Oh yeah, it's coming down. It almost looks like I'm seeing some chunks. I'm seeing some chunky chunks. So it might be a wintry mix. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's coming down now. We got some hail. I don't know if it's hail or if it's snow, but yep, we're getting some snow. And already I can see it's starting to pile up here on the tarp. So it's snowing. Well, I'm not sure if you're supposed to use an alcohol stove on top of your bear canister, but that's what I'm doing. Alright, so we successfully cooked our ramen. It appears that the hot stove had no effect on the bear canister. So it's good to know. And yes, it's always nice to have some hot soup on a cold winter's day. Pot number 2, cooking up. Alright, so it's about 4 o'clock now. Got a little over an hour till sunset left. It's been like kind of barely sprinkling, a little bit of snow here and there over the last hour. I'm glad that there actually wasn't that much because I don't have to worry about anything getting wet. So we are probably almost at about 32 degrees right now, just slightly above freezing if I had to guess. And I need some warmth. Well, I don't know if this is really gonna yield any different results than it has over the last couple of minutes. Oh, there we go, some wind picked it up. Ooh, there we go. Now we got some action. Will it last? There we go. Now it's going. Good fire burning as the snow falls. Barely. I don't know if you can see little tiny flecks coming down. Ooh, here comes the snow. All right, it's just about 5 o'clock and the clouds have almost entirely burned off. And I think we are now officially done with the precipitation for the day. It's forecast to be clear skies for the rest of the night. The sun is just a few minutes away from officially setting. And just finishing up the fire here, just the last few pieces of wood I just threw in there. That'll burn off in about 10-15 minutes. I am going to lower that back corner of the tarp down to the ground. It will then be in full A-frame mode, and I'll close those back doors as well. And then I should be all tucked in for the night. We'll see how cold it gets. All right, so I got the tarp fully enclosed down into maximum A-frame mode, storm mode, with doors closed. So I've got the doors closed in. This is going to be my entrance side where I enter. So I have these doors just closed off with a little piece of shock cord attaching the end of each door to the opposite corner. It'll stay open a little more loose, and it'll be easier to enter this way. The wind is coming from the other side, so that shouldn't be an issue. And then got these doors dialed down. These are actually secured down with stakes on both ends. This is where the wind will be coming in this direction, so I got this totally sealed off. So should be pretty protected. With that, I will see you guys inside. All right, so we are here tucked away in the tarp. It's about 7 p.m. I've got everything locked down. I'm here in the hammock with pretty much got all my layers on already. I'm pretty warm actually right now. Given that it's already down to 24 and I'm feeling pretty good, it's only gonna drop another 6 degrees from here on out. My backside is not cold at all, and I'm good. I'm comfortable. So I don't think the cold's really gonna be a big deal. I am going to snuggle on down some more and continue watching my movies, get some food in me, and continue relaxing on this beautiful, enjoyable night. So thanks for coming along with me. Well, good morning. It is 6 a.m. and I have survived the night in the icy cold of Yosemite National Park. I was actually really warm last night, which was cool. I had to take off some layers. I took off my rain jacket, I took off my gloves, I took off all of my socks, so I was barefoot, and from that point on I just slept really comfortably up until now. Well, the sun is peeking through, things are warming up a little bit. Got the tarp all put away, just cooking up some coffee right now, just waiting for that to get finished, and then just gonna pack up the rest of my stuff. I did end up going down to the lake to get some water. Ooh, that was cold. Most of the lake was completely frozen over. I kind of had to walk down a bit to where it was sort of turning into the creek that was draining into the lake, to where I found a little bit of some running water where it wasn't frozen. It's nice to have that sun. Ooh. One last look at the frozen lake. Even the parts of the lake that looks clear is still frozen. It's just that white section is like frozen really thick. But the rest of it, like you can see on the other side, still is frozen at least 1 to 2 inches thick, including all this stuff right there. That's all solid ice. Oh, I guess it's not frozen. I was expecting that to bounce. There are some sheets of ice, I guess, now that I look at it. Well, we're back on the trail. It is still quite cold out. I'm guessing it's still probably below freezing. Got about 6.5 miles to go to get back to the car. Man, my lips are like freaking numb right now. I can't even really talk correctly. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Well, I've been hiking now for about 3 miles or so. There's been a bunch of wind coming through as I've been hiking, but it's all been up in the trees. So I hear these big gusts of wind coming through. The trees are all swaying, you know, pine cones are falling left and right. But the wind was not actually coming through at ground level, so I wasn't even feeling the wind. I could just hear it and see all the trees swaying. So that was kind of fun. And there we go, first view of the reservoir, just peeking through the trees. I'm not sure how much you can see right now, but got some views poking through. And here we got our first full views of the reservoir again, coming back down. It's really nice hitting these switchbacks on the way down, having this view of the reservoir. You know, coming up the switchbacks, you're kind of zigzagging up away from the reservoir, so even though, you know, you can still see it really easily, you're kind of got your back to it a little bit, but on the way back down, it's front and center the whole way, so it's a nice way to end the trip. So yeah, other than the one backpacker I saw passing me going back to the parking lot, I haven't seen a single soul out here. There was only one car in the overnight parking area, which was probably that guy's car. I have the feeling like this whole weekend I've probably been the only person out here. I'll have to see if there's any other cars parked when I get back, but yeah, you know, it's early February, it's a weekend. This is one of the few areas of Yosemite where you can actually do a multi-day backpacking trip without encountering snow. So I'm kind of surprised. It seems like I'm the only one out here this weekend. So just making the final approach down the side of the reservoir. It's warmed up quite a bit. It's sunny, blue skies, perfect weather, perfect views. It's been a real nice end to this trip doing this hike down here. Epic views. Okay, we made it to the reservoir and got a little cold down the last mile or so. Right as I got down on level with the reservoir, with the water, the wind really started picking up and it was a cold wind. But back in the sun now, up here walking across the dam. The wind's not too bad up here, feeling warm. So we just rolled back into the parking lot here. There is one other car here. It is not the car that was there when I left. I did see one solo backpacker just heading out about a mile ago, and that must be this person's car. The other guy I saw leaving when I first started must have been the first car, which means that between the start of my trip and just now, there was nobody else out in Yosemite in the Hetch Hetchy area. It was just me solo backpacking by myself out in the wilderness of Yosemite with nobody else here, which is pretty cool considering it's a weekend and it's, you know, decent weather. It was cold yesterday, but you know, it's been sunny for the most part. Anyways, it's been a great trip. We completed 3 days, 2 nights of solo backpacking in the Yosemite Hetch Hetchy area. We had snow, we had rain, we had sun, we had wind, we had freezing temperatures, we had warm temperatures, we had bugs, we had cool afternoons. It was awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you learned something, maybe you laughed at how goofy I am. I don't know, but it was a joy bringing this trip to you. And here comes the wind again, so I am gonna change into some street clothes and jump into the car, hit that drive back to San Jose. Thanks so much for coming along with me, and I'll catch you on the next one.